All right, if you've been trying to make money online for a while and you aren't seeing results, you're not gonna like this video. It's not gonna feel good. It's going to feel a little bit mean. It's gonna feel a little bit like I'm telling you what you don't wanna hear, but I'm gonna give you the exact advice that you need to hear. In fact, I'm gonna give you the exact advice that I was given when I was 19 years old that took me from a broke barista to making over $25,000 a month within a span of a few months. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm so sick and tired of seeing all this content out there that is giving advice about how to get rich online, but all this content is designed to make you feel really good, but it's not actually designed to get your results. Otherwise, you'd see all these people making money online within the first couple of weeks. So if you wanna feel good, watch some mindset videos, you can go click off, watch something else. But if you wanna get rich online in 2025, then you need to sit down, take notes, and let me teach you. And look, there are some business models that are better than others, but ultimately this advice applies for any business model out there. It really just comes down to you applying. Number one, don't try to be original. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to come up with some brand new business model to get started making money online. In fact, you have a way higher chance of failing if you do that than if you just do what already exists and is proven to work. There's so many people that I've spoken to who come to me and say, I've got this amazing business model, this amazing brand, this amazing idea. I'm literally grinding my teeth as I hear it because it's like, I know for a fact that this is not going to work out. And every time, it's not because they're dumb or they're stupid or they're being delusional. It's a case of they're wanting to get started, but they're trying to come up with something off the rip. Whereas if you compare that to all the people who have been successful online, all these people who have built $1 million online businesses without any prior experience, they didn't do it by creating something brand new. They did it just by doing what already exists very, very well. You see, when I started out, I didn't create dropshipping. I didn't create copywriting. I didn't create online sales. All these different things that I did that got me where I am, I didn't create them. I just learned the skills and did it better than most people. You see, success leaves clues. There's this huge trail of breadcrumbs of all these different ways you can make money, but your ego is the thing that makes you feel special. And I can tell you right now, you're not, and that's a great thing. Because as soon as you can admit that you don't have all the keys, and you instead go to what's already proven to work and just do that, that's your first step to making real money. Follow the proven blueprints, start getting results, and then you can innovate once you've got the money, the skills, and the confidence behind you. But don't do it before. Your comfort zone is your poverty zone. As human beings, we are so ingrained to feel comfortable to be in our safe zone where we know that we're not taking too many risks, we're not uncomfortable, like we're here, nothing good's happening, nothing bad's happening, but we're comfortable. And that is where people get stuck. You see, when I got started and I hired my very first coach for around $4,000, I had like $500 in my bank account. I was working as a barista, I wasn't making any extra money, and I had a tiny amount of money put there for a rainy day or a crazy accident. But I knew I wanted to make money online. And so when I met this coach, his name was Sean, and he had this amazing program where he taught people just like me how to get started as a beginner, making money online. He had this cool guarantees that if it didn't work out, it would refund me. It was amazing. But it was $4,000. So I had to come up with this crazy payment plan where I was paying month on month on month on month to pay it off while I was going through the program and ideally getting results. And that scared the hell out of me because it was more money than I've ever had in my account ever. But there was two decisions that I could make. Number one was to stay in my comfort zone, which is my poverty zone, which is I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable right now, I can't really do it. I'm gonna stay here and just sort of wait until I save up. But you see, when we're in our comfort zone, we don't move. And when we don't move, we don't change. Or when we don't change, we don't get results. You can see why it gets people stuck. I chose to do the opposite. I said, fuck it, let's give it a shot. And jumped in, even though I was nervous and scared as hell. And then I implemented a process that I didn't create myself. I just followed the proven blueprint, and that was where I started to get my first taste of money online. So if you're scared or you feel out of your comfort zone getting into the online game, good. It should scare the hell out of you. But the choice to stay or leave your comfort zone is ultimately going to be the thing that determines whether you're successful or not. Keep that in mind. Number three, stop consuming, start creating. You know that phone that's in your pocket or in the palm of your hand that you're probably watching this video on right now? Chances are you're addicted to consumption. You're watching, reading, all the different ways that you can engage with the content on your feed, but you're not creating. And I'm not even just talking about social media content. You see, in life, when you look at what entrepreneurs do, they create value, they create things. And don't get me wrong, we're not talking about building the Empire State Building, for God's sake. But we're talking about things that add value to people's lives, things that add a use case to people's lives, things that allow people to get the things that they want in a short period of time or at a good price. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. It's creating things, creating value. And one of the biggest traps that people fall into is spending all this time consuming content, consuming media, being a consumer, and that's fine. But you have to remember that that makes you the very person that people that are entrepreneurs get rich off of. Because entrepreneurs need people to consume whatever it is that they put out so that they can make money. But if you're watching this channel and you're watching this video, you want to be that guy, not this guy. So you need to stop putting as much time into consuming content and consuming media and actually start creating stuff. Whether that's creating a YouTube channel or a personal brand, whether it's creating a store that serves products to people who want them, whether it's creating a service that helps people get an outcome that they're looking for. Whatever it is, it can be any type of business, any kind of model. But if you're spinning your wheels and you're not getting the traction, look at what you're doing each day and go, am I consuming or am I creating? And if I'm doing too much consuming, what do I need to create? And this especially goes out to all the people who watch all these videos online about making money. There are people out there who know so much about dropshipping, more than the majority of my clients know. But they're making nothing. I have clients making well over $100,000 a month. So the bottom line is, you're doing too much consuming. Stop learning and start earning by implementing what you already know. Number 4, and I know you've heard it a million times, but you need to hear it again. Your network is your net worth. And before you skip to the next point, hear me out. I'm not just talking about who you hang out with on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. I'm talking about who is in your phone book. Who is it that you message with every single day? Whose content do you consume? And what circles are you in online? You already know that if you hang around broke people, it's going to be really hard for you to become rich. But the same thing goes into where you're putting your time in terms of communities and conversations and people you spend time with online. Because if you are consuming content for people who are making the same amount of money as you, having conversations with people making the same amount of money as you or less than you, people who aren't taking risks or aren't building businesses, that is one of the biggest things that just removes and reduces your drive to ever do something different. And this is coming from somebody like me, where when I started out, I obviously cut out some of those voices and I started looking at mentors and new coaches. And when I started to make a lot of money online, it got to my head and I started to look at people's content, look at different videos or different group chats or communities. And I'm like, I'm making more money than all these people. And I started to get this big ego trip. And in turn, I stopped working as hard. I stopped pushing as hard. And then before you knew it, I was wondering, why haven't I grown over the last 6 to 12 months? And so what I did was I physically had to put myself into higher net worth, higher level communities and conversations and hang out with people who are far further ahead of me, because there's always another level. And even recently, I jumped into a mastermind from an amazing coach called Jeremy, where he has people that he works with who are making 2, 3, 4, 5 million US dollars a month. And I'm sitting there reading these conversations and seeing what they're talking about, the problems they have to solve, the things that they're doing. And my mind explodes because I'm like, I'm playing so small. Even though most people look at what I do and the numbers that we pull in for our companies and go, well, that's the dream. That's why we always need to make sure that we're looking at our network, we're looking at what we're exposing ourselves to, and always increasing the bar. If you're in a situation right now where you're looking to get to your first 10 grand a month online, well, you better start consuming content with people who are making 10 grand a month or more online. But if you're already there and you're looking to grow, well, then you need to change what you're listening to, change who you're talking to, and actually put yourself into better communities. Whether it is just following different people, listening to different podcasts, but ideally getting into paid masterminds and going and traveling and spending time with people who are achieving the things that you want. You can never slow down on exposing yourself to the people who are getting the results you want, making yourself realize how small you're really playing and letting that be the fuel to get to that next level. And lastly, invest in yourself. Now, I'm not saying this is some thinly veiled call to action sales pitch thing where the next thing I'm going to tell you to do is buy a program. The reason why I'm saying this to you is very, very simple. There is a direct correlation between people who get the results and people who have skin in the game. You see, I was talking to somebody yesterday who has been trying a bunch of different business models in the past. He's done 10 years on one. He's done a few years on another where he's been trying and putting money into this, trying this, putting money into that. And the bottom line is he had nothing to show for himself. And the thing is that he was a smart guy. Very intelligent, very hardworking. And I'm looking at what he's doing and I'm like, 10 years on this thing alone, you should be at the very least matching your current income at your job. But the issue is he was nowhere close. In fact, he's been losing money historically this entire time. And it isn't because he's dumb or he's not intelligent or he wasn't working hard enough. It's because the things he told me he was doing, I knew instantly were dumb decisions. He was putting money into the wrong things. He was investing in things that aren't going to get him a return. And the biggest thing there is the fact that he didn't have somebody there working with him, talking with him, and guiding him through the process, something that they've done a million times before. He didn't want to invest into a coach. He didn't want to get help. And so he repeatedly has made decision after decision after decision that wasn't going to get him results and ultimately only led him into a deeper hole of money lost. And chances are, if you're watching this, you've probably been in a situation like this before where you've tried making money online before and you've tried to do it solo, you tried to watch a couple of YouTube videos and kind of wing it on your own and you've probably not got the results you wanted. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is from Einstein, where he says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You see, if you've tried things before on your own and you've noticed time and time again that it doesn't get you the results, well, then you know what doing that gets you. You know the outcome it gets. So the definition of insanity would be to repeat that again. Instead, what you should be doing is something new, getting help, asking people who've already done it time and time again, and putting your money on the line, paying for a coach, paying for a course, paying for support. So that way, not only are you getting the real training and strategies that are actually going to work, but you have the sting of, oh my God, I just spent that money. I better get a return on it. And at the end of the day, the two different people who invest in themselves and people who don't. The reason why these people get all the results and these people stay stuck is because these people have to make that money back. They've got skin in the game and they're committed to getting the outcome. If you're never willing to put skin in the game, you're not only not serious enough to really get the results you're after, but you're also most likely going to be following things that aren't even going to get you remotely close to your goal because you just don't know where to start. So I'm not saying jump into what we do, but I'm saying if you're going to be serious about making money online, you need to invest into yourself and get the right guidance. Otherwise, it'll be like that guy, spin your wheels for 10 years and not have anything to show for it. Now look, I can't want the success for you more than you need to want it yourself. I can't give you enough advice to get you off the couch to put the stuff to use. The only person that can control how successful you are at the end of the day is you and how much you're willing to put into getting this thing done. These are the things I learned when I started out that got me to where I am. It's the same things that I teach my clients. And for you, if you're willing to apply these, there's nothing that can really stop you except you. So put your head down, get to work, get rich. I'll see you the next one.